Good afternoon, my name is Jeff Laurie. I'm the Chief Executive for Cisco Systems here in New Zealand, and it's my pleasure to start off this event and to do that by welcoming everyone along here today. At a recent dinner that the Centre for Social Innovation put on, I passed the observation that the economic circumstances that we're in at the moment had come about with such an impact and had been so decisive and so obvious that they had in fact created almost a perfect ecosystem for social innovation to take place. One of the very fortunate things about being in New Zealand in these circumstances are that there are a lot of taillights to follow. There are a lot of places in the world that are also thinking about the same kind of things and are perhaps further ahead than us in terms of the actions that they're taking. And to guide us through that process, can I introduce, please, Justine Munro from the Centre for Social Innovation. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Jeff. That wasn't even primed, but thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Welcome to the workshop on innovating through recession, which is in effect the Auckland launch for our new Centre for Social Innovation. One question on your mind is may well be, what is the Centre for Social Innovation? What does it do? And I think to echo Jeff Laurie's points just then, we are launching at a tremendously opportune time and a very receptive time for a social innovation approach. As Jeff has echoed, there's a real sense of need of the recession as driving making the case. You know, it was quite different a year ago and having to sort of go through the dire statistics to get people to sit up. Now the recession has very much put the need for change and the need for transformative change on the agenda. What we do is we're a vehicle for bringing together public, private and community partnerships around areas of pressing social need. Jeff's going to present for about 20 minutes, giving an overview of the social innovation field internationally, and then diving down into some particular social innovation stories that the Young Foundation's been involved with.
So the first one is studio schools. The word studio is meant to take us back to the Renaissance, when work and learning were integrated in the classic studios of artists and sculptors and so on, with the curriculum much more organised around practical projects than around formal pedagogy, and with the school really transformed into a place of enterprise with many real live businesses, social enterprises run out of the school. And the reason why we've got the go-ahead, in a way, is the very strong evidence that this kind of schooling works better for a certain group of teenagers. The very strong evidence that the focus of this, which is on non-cognitive skills, social skills, emotional resilience, things like that, is actually the key to life success, labour market success these days, even more than literacy and numeracy and exam qualifications, and the fact that our trials demonstrated these would actually engage, motivate precisely the group most pissed off with schooling, to put it bluntly. A second very different example is the London Collaborative. Now, this is a project which came out of the problem was that London's public sector bodies had become significantly better over the last 10 years at doing their core business, but were still pretty useless at working together and cooperating. They had various formal structures of partnership, endless boards and partnership boards, but there wasn't really a culture of collaboration. And we persuaded the three tiers of government, which is national government, city and districts, essentially to contract out the work of helping them to collaborate. And with two partner organisations, we created this thing, the London Collaborative, which is trying to create, as it were, the informal networking collaborative structures which actually underpin the formal partnerships, joined up government stuff of a big city. And the final example is the School of Everything. Maslahar is a charity. School of Everything we've done as a commercial company, and this is a very simple idea, which was a platform for anyone to teach and anyone to learn. If you log on, if you've got a computer, log on to schoolofeverything.com, and you will see there's about 10,000 teachers and learners so far on it. And the idea, it's a platform where anyone can, if you want to learn Chinese or yoga or how to fix cars or how to do PowerPoint, It will put you in touch with someone in your locality who can teach you with a simple, secure payment system, which becomes the business model. And this is essentially funded by venture capital funding from California, which has been the main source of money for this. And we thought it was easier and quicker to do this as a commercial venture with commercial investment than having anything to do with government. And the final point is really about recession. I was worried a year or so ago as our recession began that it would squeeze innovation to the margins, governments, businesses would slash their R&D budgets. But in fact, I've become convinced of the precise opposite. As Justine said earlier, in fact, the sheer pressure of what's happening is making governments much more interested in how to do more radical things. Radical things around jobs, around using land, around using empty properties, around employing unemployed graduates, around carbon reduction, you name it. And indeed, one of the lessons of past recessions and depressions, they always were, in fact, great accelerators of innovation. And unlike any past recession, in this one, governments realise that the big jobs growth of the recovery will not come from financial services or cars or steel. A lot of it will come from health, from care for the elderly, from education, from environmental services, from fields which used to be thought of as social sectors, but are increasingly becoming dominant parts of the economy in terms of jobs and GDP. Far bigger, every single one of those sectors, than cars, steel, computer manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and you name it. And as the old saying says, necessity is the mother of invention, and actually the necessity of economic crisis, I think, will be the mother of a great surge of social innovation, which makes these very exciting times for all of us. Thank you.